Do you remember that person that you wanted to be when you were young? Like maybe you gave one of those stereotypical kid answers like firefighter or ballet dancer or mommy or a daddy. And now that you're a grown up, maybe you became that vocational thing, although a lot of us did not. But what we thought we wanted to be when we were young goes so much deeper than the answer of what role we would play, right? So what we aspire to be has to do with our soul, our spirit, our character, our responses to things. And I think many of us are dealing in our adulthood with some big time shame that we have not become the person that we thought that we would be, or even the person that we think now that we should be. And that's something we don't really talk about, but it's there. You know, every time we screw up, we're like, yeah, that's because I'm not that thing I wanted to be. And we have this high expectation for what's right for ourselves. And many of us are experiencing a lack of joy and a lack of peace and a serious hope deficiency because we're still aiming for that thing way up there in the distance that we are not. And I'd like to put it out there to you that life has a pace. Like it's keeping its pace like a metronome. It is going, and it does not stop or slow down for anything. A life crisis is not going to change the pace of time. And illness doesn't change it. And a bad day doesn't change it. Nothing is going to change that. And our own personal development does not keep pace with life automatically. And that's one of the reasons why we get to adulthood and we're like, what the heck just happened? Like, I'm so far from what I thought I would be right now in this space, in this time. I'm not that thing. And now, is it even possible for me to get to that place? The place that I thought I would be. The whole me. The wholeness of me. Joy and abundant life. The way we dreamt of it when we were kids. Even if we couldn't have articulated that that's what we wanted. Even if someone had been thoughtful enough to ask us. I think there's something to be done about this problem. Like, I think a lot of us are just under the toe of life. It's just dragging us along at its pace. And our personal development hasn't kept up with it. And now we're kind of feeling hopeless and apathetic and like there's nothing to be done. And I think that's wrong. I think that shame can be undone. I think it can. And I think there's a few different pieces to that, like community and Jesus and treating our body with some respect. Because without that third piece, which we don't want to talk about that either. Just like we don't want to talk about shame, we also don't want to talk about treating our body nicely with a little tender, loving care. Without that third piece, nothing else can work at its full functionality. It can't. Our brain cannot. Our emotions cannot. And time certainly is not going to be kind to us. We have to do it ourselves. We have to accept the fact that we need other people. We need community. We require it for life. We need Jesus. We require him for life. We also need to treat our bodies well. It's a requirement of life. We have to do it.